Ciao, this is Mark Marcantonio with some information about installing the new active target from Lowrance. Well, yesterday was a good day. I got my first Lowrance active target unit delivered by FedEx. So today we're going to take a look at it, open it up, and let's try to get it installed today. Okay. Pretty well packaged up. Got an outer sleeve. We'll slide that off. Got the box. Open up. Welcome information, all that kind of stuff. Information about their new sustainable packaging. Owner's manual. Okay, so we've got the brains, the black box here. We've got the transducer itself, and we've got some mounting hardware in here. Let's take a look at the black box first. Okay, cooling fins on top. It's a metal box, very sturdy, not very big. It's real nice how they recess this so that you can get your cables here and connect them in front of the backing plate. This is all a big heat sink, so you want to mount it somewhere where the heat can rise off of it and keep it cooled. A lot of power gets pulled by these. So nice unit. It is waterproof, but you should still mount it somewhere where it's not getting submerged or getting constant water on it. Okay, got a trolley motor mount. This is for the forward view and the down view, and we'll mount that onto the trolling motor shaft of my Ghost motor later. Little box with some, okay, we've got pieces for the trolling motor mount and some the knob to tighten it on and some screws. All in that, we'll get to that later. Another bag. Okay, we got the fuse and mounting screws in here. Here's the bracket. Comes with it. That's what's really nice about this Lowrance model, is it actually comes with the broad spanning type transducer mounting bracket already included. You don't have to pay extra for that. And it is used to also mount on the shaft itself. That's called the scout mode. So when you want to use scout mode, looking out in front of you, turning the fan sideways and looking an area in front of you to see schools of fish swimming by or to find structure quickly, you'll want to use this bracket with the scout mode. And Ethernet cable comes with it. The black box, the brains, connects via Ethernet cable to your HDS unit. So the transducer does not plug directly into the HDS. Instead, the transducer cable plugs into the black box here. So it goes right into here. And then there's a power cable also underneath. There it is. Power cable connects to the black box over on this side, and you've got the typical Lowrance wires there for ground, for power, yellow for switching power, and blue for NEMA 180-183. You also have a hose clamp, because if you want to, you can mount the LifeSight transducer directly to your motor housing onto the side of the housing, and do down view and forward view that direction as well, directly on the housing. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to mount it onto the shaft. So that's pretty much it. Instructions are all in here. So I plan to mount mine inside my rod locker, and let's see if we can get that done. Okay, I am Looking inside the starboard rod locker on my Ranger boat, and right in front of the driver's console, and that's where I've got my 3D structure scan box mounted, which you can see right there. My 3D structure scan box, 2 Ethernet cables for both of my units, and my power cable, and here's an empty empty Ethernet port. And what I'm going to do is, there's enough room right here that I can install this box right in this location in a vertical position, which is preferable. And you can see the Ethernet cable is already hooked up. I hooked it up to it in the power cable just to check my clearance and make sure there's room, plenty of room there. So I'm going to go ahead and mount it here next to the 3D structure scan. And this Ethernet cable, this end of the Ethernet cable, I'll plug right up into the 3D structure scan, connect it all to my Ethernet network. I'll run the power cable up into the corner of the locker here where there's an opening, and I'll be able to get to my fuse block under the console, under the driver's console, and get all the electrical connections done. I'll run the cable up the gunnel, up the side of my boat. I'll bring it out of the panel, from underneath my panel, and connect it to my Ghost trolling motor, which I just got yesterday and installed that too. That's the 52-inch model. So that's the new 52-inch model. I had the 47-inch for a year, loved it, ran great, but I need a 52-inch for fishing big water like the Columbia River. When you're fishing tournaments there and you're out in the basin, you get some pretty big waves. So okay, let's see if I can. First thing I'll do is I will get this cable run through the from the front all the way to the back, just to make sure I can get it done, so I don't have to mount it up in the bow like other people do. Okay, I picked up an inexpensive fiberglass snake from Harbor Freight. I think it cost like $8, $9, and I ran it through the gunnel from the front to this area. Another little trick I want to show you is, a while ago I bought one of these YOLOtech power sticks, 53-inch power sticks, and it is a great product that I use for filming on the water. But I got the light with it, and by having a light and a little portable power pack or extra battery pack for your cell phone, you can plug the USB connector right into there, and you have a nice flashlight that you can stick inside your gunnel into those access holes and be able to see well with it. So cute little trick that really helped me get this strung in here, so it might make it a little easier for you, so I thought I'd pass that on. So I got the fiberglass through. I'm tying a rope to it now. I'm just hooking a rope on with a little bowline knot, and I'm going to pull the rope back up through. Then I'm going to pull the power cable back through. I had a hard time trying to get the snake in from the console direction. That's why I'm doing it this way. It was easy to get to the access tube up front, so I ran the snake in first, tie the rope on, pull the rope through, then I'll tape the transducer cable to this rope, and I'll pull the rope and back through with the transducer cable. So I'll go ahead and try that now. Okay, put this through. And that didn't take long at all. There we go, got my rope. So just untie that, tape on the transducer cable, and get started. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, got my rope tied onto my transducer cable. I'm going to go ahead and tape that on there now. Grab some adhesive tape. Try to tape it smooth going both directions, so that if I get it stuck, I can pull it back out the same direction I put it through. By the way, whenever I get to the ends of the tape, I fold the end of the tape over just a little bit like that. That way, when I go to untape it, it's easy to get the edge and pull it off. You don't need to do it where you first attach it, but each subsequent one you do. at the end of the other end. So the trick is getting this blunt end pulled through, and I'm going to have to ball up some tape in front of it. I think it can be a little tricky, but and I'll get this done and I'll show you the finished product before I run it through. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, got it taped on, got it tapered a little bit up on that end. It's not going to come apart, and I'll see if I can get it strung through now. It's good to push it in by hand to get it started into the tube. And it's coming. Let's check the end down here. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, got it. Okay, that's the hardest part of the whole project. So once you got that done, you really feel like you got a lot accomplished. Now it's just basically connecting this to that box, mounting the box, hooking up the power. By the way, on the accessory wire, there's a yellow wire, and on the power cable there's the red wire for positive, the black wire for negative, and a yellow wire. Many people just take the yellow wire, connect it to the red wire, and then connect that to the power on your boat. I like to do it a little differently. That yellow wire is really designed to be a switch wire so that you can turn the device on or off. And these boxes take quite a bit of power, so I want to have the option that if I want to, and I'm not using active target for whatever reason, and I'm fishing a tournament late in the day, I'm running low on battery power, or maybe I have a problem with my battery, I like to be able to shut off the power to my 3D structure scan box, and I like to be able to shut off the power to my active target box. And the way to do that is to take that yellow wire and hook it to one of the Ranger accessory buttons. Those accessory buttons have power to them, and all you have to do is hook it to one of the butt connectors that Ranger already has, or if you don't have that with your boat, you can just wire a switch to it, wire it to a switch, and the other end of the switch wire it to power. And then you have the ability to turn the structure scan box on and off even while you're out on the water fishing without having to turn your graphs off or anything else, and save some power on your outboard just in case you ever need it. So, you know, midday you turn the key and your motor is hard to turn over, you might want to start thinking about shutting your power off to your accessories like your 3D structure scan and your active target box. So that's why I rig it that way. Okay, got the box mounted. Didn't have to move my 3D structure scan, so it's good where it's at. Got my Ethernet cables separated from my power cables. I've got wire looms over both to give them a little extra protection and insulation, and everything fits So we're all hooked up. I've got to get the power connected on the other side of this console, but I'll do that in a little bit. Next, I think I'll go ahead and hook up the other end of the transducer to the Ghost trolling motor. Okay, I just mounted the transducer to the shaft with the bracket that was supplied. Pretty nice setup. They've got nice rubber sleeves in the center to keep the shaft from getting all scratched up and to hold it firmly in place. It's got Allen wrench heads in there, which you can use a nut driver like I did to install it. Now I just got to secure with some tape and cable ties the transducer cable. It's a really thick, heavy-duty cable. I normally don't like to use wire ties on a cable, but since this is pretty heavy-duty and it doesn't fit in a wire loom that I have, I think I'm going to go ahead and put tape around the shaft first, and then some tape around the transducer cable, and then loosely tie wrap them together so that it doesn't pinch the outer jacket. I'm not sure exactly whether I'm going to keep this mounted at this height from the motor. I have it up about 10 inches right now. I'm going to play with that. Because it's a 52-inch Ghost, I got to play with my depth settings quite a bit to get used to that anyway. So I have some figuring out to do, so I'll just put it up there now and do some adjustments out on the water later. Okay, got the transducer, live site or active target transducer all connected to the 52-inch Ghost trolling motor shaft. And as you can see, I put tape around both cables first, and then I put a tie wrap on. I didn't cinch the tie wraps real tight because I'm just putting those on to have a little bit of added strength and reinforcement without it wanting to, I don't want it to dig into the cables at all. So did it each there, ran the cable under my dash. It goes through the gunnel and comes out in my rod locker down there, as you can see. So we're all hooked up now. I just got to make the power connections on the other side of my console, and it is finished. Okay, I powered up my Ranger. So we've got the power connectors all connected. I ended up putting the yellow wire to my A1 switch and my A2 switch is for my 3D structure scan. Let's see if we got power on the boxes. And yes, we do. So we've got, as you can see, we've got power on both the 3D structure scan and on the active target down there. So we've got that going. Now let's see, the screen, my HDS Live 16 is telling me I've got a